Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to demystify those complex health checkup results you get every year and uncover the completely hidden, absolutely fascinating world of our kidneys. I'm bringing a lot of energy to this topic today because, honestly, understanding these remarkable little organs can literally save your life. So get ready to look at your body and your next lab report in a totally different way. Okay, let's dive right into this. Have you ever been sitting there, staring blindly at your medical results, seeing all this medical jargon and weird acronyms like BUN, creatinine, or eGFR, and just kind of shrugging your shoulders? Look, you're definitely not alone. The problem is, when those specific numbers start to drift out of range, silent, irreversible damage is already happening inside your body. Admitting that we're a bit confused by this stuff is our first real step towards taking back control. So, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the silent, hardworking organs, then 4 unexpected kidney jobs, followed by the vicious cycle, the timeline of decline, and finally, catching kidney disease early. All right, section 1, the silent, hardworking organs. Our kidneys are, without a doubt, the ultimate unsung heroes of the human body. And we need to systematically bust a massive myth right out of the gate. Your kidneys do not just make urine, not even close. They're actually your body's master internal regulators, working tirelessly behind the scenes. And because their incredible work is completely invisible to us, you can feel 100% fine even when they're severely struggling. That total lack of obvious symptoms is exactly why they're so easily taken for granted. Moving on to section 2, 4 unexpected kidney jobs. So, what are they actually doing in there? Let's uncover the massive, daily tasks these organs handle. Beyond just filtering waste, your kidneys have 4 major responsibilities. They're producing blood-building hormones, building strong bones, regulating your body fluid, ions, and pH balance, and controlling your blood pressure. Just hearing that list shows the sheer scale of what's at stake if your kidneys start to fail. Let's break these down real quick. First up, producing blood-building hormones. When your body detects a lack of oxygen, your kidneys release a hormone called erythropoietin, or EPO for short. This hormone sends a direct, urgent command to your body to produce more red blood cells. But when kidneys fail, they just stop producing EPO. Without it, your body doesn't get the signal to make red blood cells, which leaves you in a chronic state of oxygen deprivation, anemia, shortness of breath, and this really deep, heavy fatigue. Now, what's really interesting here is how kidneys literally hold you up. Kidneys activate vitamin D, which is what allows your body to actually absorb calcium. It's like a giant construction site. Imagine your bones are reinforced concrete. The bone cells themselves are the iron rebar, but activated vitamin D and calcium act as the concrete. Without functioning kidneys, you have the rebar, but you're completely missing the concrete to harden it. Because of this, even if someone with chronic kidney disease has normal bone density on a chart, their actual risk of fractures doubles. The third job is maintaining your internal environment, specifically targeting a pH level of exactly 7.4. Your kidneys meticulously maintain this weak alkaline state. They're like incredibly precise decision makers, deciding exactly which acids or alkalis to keep in your bloodstream and which to just toss out into your urine to keep you right at that magic 7.4. They also balance your water and salt levels with that same astonishing precision. Which brings us to section 3, the vicious cycle. And this brilliantly illustrates the narrative climax of the biological side of our explainer. Kidney function is intimately, inextricably tied to your blood pressure. It's an accelerating feedback loop that traps so many people. It goes like this. When kidneys weaken, they fail to excrete excess salt and water. Since that extra fluid just sits in your body, your overall blood volume goes up. To force all that extra volume through your vessels, your blood pressure spikes. But here's the truly tragic part. That high pressure then violently damages the incredibly fragile blood vessels inside the kidneys themselves, destroying them even faster. Bad kidneys cause high blood pressure, and high blood pressure ruins the kidneys. It's a terrifying loop. We need to shift gears now for section 4, the timeline of decline. Because of that vicious cycle we just talked about, we've got to shift our focus and our tone a bit. It's time to move from the anatomical wonders to the ticking clock of chronic kidney disease, or CKD. We're going to trace the exact chronological order of how this decline happens. Understanding this timeline is absolutely vital because the whole goal is to intervene and catch the disease before you slide too far down the slope. Once the damage is done, there is no reversing it. The very first warning sign on our timeline is something called microalbuminuria.
This is the earliest detection of microscopic amounts of a protein called albumin leaking into your urine. It happens way before standard urine tests can even catch it. Now, since diabetes is a leading cause of dialysis, diabetic patients get tested for this all the time. But if you aren't diabetic, your doctor might not automatically run this specific test, meaning you could completely miss this critical, invisible red flag.
As the decline continues, standard urine protein tests start turning positive, and blood tests finally show high levels of blood waste products like BUN or creatinine. But here's the wild part. At this stage, dropping all the way from 100% down to 50% kidney function, you are entirely asymptomatic. When symptoms finally do show up at around half function, it usually starts with nocturia, waking up multiple times a night to pee because your kidneys can't concentrate urine while you sleep anymore. But this is highly deceptive. People just blame it on getting older, cold weather, or maybe prostate issues, completely masking a terrifying 50% drop in their kidney function.
So, the crucial point is what happens next. At around 30% kidney function, these organs actually start failing at their unexpected jobs. This is when the high blood pressure and anemia really set in. But again, patients dangerously brush this off. They think, well, I'm just getting older, of course my blood pressure is up, or I'm just exhausted from a long week. They unknowingly ignore the fact that they have literally lost 70% of their kidney function.
We really must speak with serious urgency here. By the time kidney function drops below 30% and approaches 15%, the silent phase violently ends. The damage can no longer be hidden by the rest of your body trying to compensate. At 15%, you face severe edema, just massive swelling, debilitating shortness of breath, and the very real, looming reality of needing hospitalization and dialysis.
Let's move to Section 5, Catching Kidney Disease Early.
We absolutely do not want anyone to reach that 15% mark. So let's pivot to the actionable takeaway of this explainer. First off, we have to internalize this stark reality from our source material. Kidneys worsened at an accelerating rate and do not revert to their original state. This is exactly why ignoring those early deceptive symptoms, like getting up to pee at night or slight anemia, is so incredibly dangerous. Once function is gone, it is gone for good. Let's look at how this builds into an action plan for you. First, never ignore elevated BUN, creatinine, or a low eGFR on your checkups, even if you feel completely fine. Second, do not automatically dismiss nocturia or mild anemia as just normal aging. Investigate them. Third, if you have high blood pressure, treat it immediately to break that vicious cycle before it destroys your kidney vessels. And finally, advocate for early urine protein testing with your doctor. We want to leave you with this provocative thought. When was the very last time you actually checked your urine protein levels or, really looked at the kidney numbers on your annual physical? Don't let your hidden heroes suffer in silence. Grab your past medical records, review your numbers, and take charge of your kidney health today. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and we really hope this knowledge empowers you to stay healthy out there.